This was a question under the probability section of the kneecap, but really it has to do with arranging items. So you should probably get used to arranging things, and I think the best way to do that is to draw it out. Um, but as you're drawing it out, take notice of a pattern that takes place so that you don't have to actually draw every single thing, because sometimes there's a whole lot of things in arrangement. So let's see if we can do that strategy here. A restaurant offers three-course meals consisting of an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. If there are four appetizers, six entrees, and three desserts to choose from, how many possible three-course meals does a customer have to choose from? So I like to start with the smallest number first. So I'm going to start with the desserts. So there's three desserts, right? And I'm just going to call them D1, D2, and D3. And next there are four appetizers. Again, A1, A2, A3, and A4. And lastly, there are six entrees. And that's going to be E1 all the way to E6. Okay? Now, probably the easiest way for me to visualize this, I think, would be sort of a tree. Right? And I'm going to do a sideways tree, and I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to start with my desserts, right? And I'm going to pair those up with some appetizers, right? So I'm going to go, let me throw some pink in there, because that seems to be what I was going with. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for each of these desserts, I can pair them up with any of the four appetizers, right? A1, A2, A3, and A4. And the same thing with all of these. Alright, I think you get the idea here. Alright, so then I say, okay, well, I can also then from each of those appetizers pair them off 6 different ways. Right? See, so they can each have for dessert one and appetizer one to take place. Like if I chose this dessert and I also chose this appetizer, I still can choose 6 different entrees, right? E1 all the way down to E6. And let's just take a snapshot of let's say this guy right here, D1 and A1, right? So I have let me start here. I have D2, I have A1, and then from there I still have 6 different entrees to choose from, right? E1 all the way down to E6. Okay, now notice that for A1 there are 6 entrees to choose from. For A2 there are 6 entrees, for A3 there are 6 entrees, for A4 there are 6 entrees. So let me try to make this a little bit clearer here. So for D1 there are 4 appetizers, and for each appetizer there are 6 entrees, right? So for D1 there are a total of 6 times 4, or 24 different possibilities. 24, how did I get 24? 6, 12, 18, 24 different possibilities. That's just for D1. Remember, D1 is only one of the 3. And if D1 is only one of the 3, that means D2 has 24 possibilities and D3 has 24 possibilities. So that makes a total of 24 times 3 possibilities, right? And what is that? Well, 24 is, well, let's think of that. 24 is 6 times 4. 6 times 4, those are familiar numbers. 6 was the entrees, 4 was the appetizers, and 3 was the desserts. 24 times 3 is 20 times 3, which is 60, plus 4 times 3, which is 12, 72. There are 72 possibilities.